I want you all to know. I want you all to know that America today is on bended knee in prayer for the people whose lives were lost here, for the workers who work here, for the families who mourn. This nation stands with the good people of New York City and New Jersey and Connecticut as we mourn the loss of thousands of our citizens. I can hear you. I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon. The nation sends its love and compassion to everybody who is here. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for making the nation proud. And may God bless America.
This show contains adult material. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the producers, DJs, and or guests, and do not reflect the views or opinions of WNYX Radio. You're listening to The Shakeman Show.
I'm a random windstorm. Shaky. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Shaky, shaky.
When happy days seem very far, you're greater than you think you are. Yeah! You're something else that's shaky. Shaky!
Hump day, yeah!
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready?
It's showtime.
Hey, hello, everybody. All right, welcome to the Shakeman Show. It is Wednesday, September 11th, 2019. And, yeah, can you believe it, dude?
Yeah.
Can you believe we were just talking right before the show that it's been 18 years? 18 years since the 9/11 attacks, and it seems like it was just a few years ago. Where has 18 years gone that quickly? You know?
Yeah, it's going into the past. That's all I know.
It's gone into the past, but it's been, it's been crazy how fast.
Into the pants?
No.
Did I say pants? Did I say into the pants?
I know your behind is in your pants, but we're talking about,
Oh, okay.
you'll leave your pants behind you or something like that.
Yeah, something like
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
Huh?
But anyway, welcome to the show. It is
Thanks.
September 11th, 2019. Yeah, Jen just got here, so welcome, Jen. It's good to see you.
Thanks.
You got me a little nervous.
Hello and
Really?
welcome.
You know, when you leave G-Man and I alone, we're like two little children.
Nothing in here that
Sorry,
you can hurt yourself with.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Oh, yes, there is. Don't you doubt us like that.
Yes, don't you dare.
How dare you?
But anyway,
Sorry, I had slight faith.
yeah. No,
How-
you
how-
should have
again,
slight. You should have.
How dare you?
Yeah, you must have slight faith in us.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we get to the madness and craziness, of course, we, at the beginning of the show, we don't want to touch base on have craziness and then touch base on stuff, that's more on a serious note because, today I was looking at the calendar and I'm like, oh my God, we are actually going to be doing our show on September 11th. I mean, we still would have had a little shout out and celebration, not a celebration, but
Yeah, that too.
what's the name? We would have talked about it, of course,
Yeah.
but we're actually here. It turned out that we're here on Wednesday, September 11th. So we wanted to start out the show. As you heard, we started out the show with the amazing speech at Ground Zero from back in, I think that was September 14th, 2001. And then we, of course, played our national anthem in honor of all the people that lost their lives that day. And way too many people. But, so we figure in the beginning of the show that we would take the time to talk about it. And because it's something that, it's something that a lot of people put in the back of their minds. It's something you can't forget. I mean, we put it behind us and we move on. This is what you're supposed to do in life. But you can't forget about it either because it's something that we'll never forget that happened in this country. So we have to at least acknowledge it and remember it, especially for the people who are going through the pain of losing loved ones on this terrible day, which was 2,996 people who lost their lives on that day at the World Trade Center bombing. And
I have a friend
yeah,
who did not get to work on time. On
Wow.
That day.
Wow.
If any day to be late, that's the perfect day to be late.
Came out.
Wow.
He had a flat tire. Fixed his tire.
Mm-hmm.
got 4 blocks from his job, which was in the World Trade Center. He got another flat tire.
Wow.
So he would have, if he
was fixing his tire when the plane hit the building.
The second time when he was, oh wow, tell me that's not fate. He was like, it was like something was telling him not to go.
Yeah.
You know, wow. Check that out.
And it went right into his office.
First one went right exact. Oh
Jeez.
wow, check that out.
Yep.
Man, what a small world that
Yeah,
you would
really.
actually know somebody that was. That's wow.
My
Thank
brother-
God.
Of course, it took me 2 days to find out he didn't die.
Yeah. Oh
Because all
really?
the phones and everything.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you're trying to get in touch
He
with people.
couldn't get in touch with his wife.
Oh my God.
She's freaking out at home.
What she must have went through for 2 days.
Well, he got home probably about 9-10 hours later.
Oh, okay, but still 9-10 hours of.
Because he had to
my-
walk home. Oh man. He said there was no way of getting anything, and he said I've already used my spare, so.
Right.
He said I just left my car where it was, and he said I saw the planes hit, and I decided I need to go home.
Wow.
Yeah, really.
So he walked.
So 10 hours of torture for the wife, not knowing, and then 2 days for you,
Yeah.
not knowing if your friend was alive. Wow, that's insane.
My brother actually worked right there within the complex there.
Mm-hmm.
And actually right across the street from ground zero, I should say.
Yeah.
And he left for vacation the day before.
Wow.
And yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I've seen some stories too on TV about
Yeah.
people that were actually called out that day, and
He
people
actually
that
had-
you know.
he had dealt with a little bit of what's called survivor's guilt.
I hear.
he
Yeah, I can see people going through that.
Yeah. And I was helping him do some work at his house. He lived up in Lansdale, and we went up to I forget if it was a Home Depot or Lowe's up near Willow Grove.
Mm-hmm.
And we're carrying whatever it is that we're leaving out of the parking lot, and a plane's landing at Willow Grove, and all he sees is a low flying plane, and his eyes got about as big as saucers, and I'm like, dude, Willow Grove Air Force Base, huh? What? Oh, all right. He was like, oh God, in his mind, it's like, oh God, not again,
Right.
and so it affected a lot of people, even people that weren't there.
Oh, of course. Yes.
People that, for whatever reason, called out that day or weren't able to make it in that day.
Yeah.
Whatever may have happened.
And they are going through that guilt.
Yeah.
Of not, being there.
Yeah.
That could have been me. Right.
I knew 2 EMTs who were working the site.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
He had actually gotten off a 48-hour shift, and he got the call, we need you in.
Yeah.
So he was there. He stayed an EMT for about 6 months after that.
I had to leave
He
it.
said, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that's going to scar you for the rest of your life and stay with you. I mean, all of us that, it's going to affect us all, but, especially the ones that lived in New York City and the people that were involved in some way or another. It's something that'll never leave your mind. It's something that, and, yeah, it was crazy. And so we're going to be covering this right now. I'm going to talk about it because, it's the day we never forget. So we wanted to cover it in the beginning of the show tonight before we get into our, this show turns into madness most of the time. So I wanted to touch base on this in the beginning of the night so it's hard to go from, insanity to going serious with something. So we always like to try to get the serious stuff out of the way first.
Then goes the levity and
all
insanity.
that. Yeah. So, but we got the lines open tonight, guys. If you got a 9/11 story, ones that Jen and G-Man just shared with us, if you have a story similar or anything like that, or any family members that were involved in the rescue or anybody that passed away from it, the lines are wide open for that. We will keep them lines open for you tonight to talk to you about it. The number is 215-600. We have a new number here. I just noticed it on the phone. I don't think it's 84 anymore. It's on the top of our phone is a different number. Do we have a new phone number?
That's what that is, I guess.
I guess. Why would Johnny say anything to us?
I don't know. I just...
If you want to call my phone, I'll verify that. Or if you want me to try calling that.
Yeah, I'm showing 215-600-3251. That's 215-600-3251. That is what I have on the phone, so I think that is the new phone number.
We'll let you.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Let me call and make sure.
Yeah, let's verify with the boss and make sure that is the number, and we'll get back to you on that. But anyway, yeah. So today we're not celebrating, but we're remembering 9/11, that terrible day. And the question we're going to throw out tonight, I know we usually do the great debate at 8, but we're going to throw a question out tonight because, we're going to do it early, and it'll give you time through the whole show to get your answer in. And you can call us or you can leave it on Facebook if you like. But the debate question, and it's not even a debate question, it's just a question of the night, is where were you when you first heard about the 9/11 attacks? Where were you when you first heard about the 9/11 attacks? And me and G-Man were talking about it before the show started. I'm going to say probably high percentage is going to probably people that were at work, because that was right at when people start work or were already been in work.
Yep.
But I was telling G-Man that I actually had a vacation day that day. I was off that day. I remember being up early and putting on the TV and then the big news break coming on, and seeing it in my home. So I actually was not in work that day. I actually was home and watching it all morning long, watching the coverage. So I know that's where I was. Jen, were you working?
I was training a bunch of security guards.
Really?
And somebody said, turn on the TV. So we sat and watched that for probably about a half an hour. And then I looked at all my trainees and I'm like, go home.
Yeah. How the hell can you go on with it?
Call me and we'll figure something else out. Just go home. Because one lady says, I have to go. And then I looked at everybody else and they were just like deer in headlights. I said,
yeah.
Go ahead, go home.
Yeah, I mean, how could you continue to do anything after hearing that?
Yeah.
And I just left the TV on and just sat there and watched it.
Yeah, that's what I did. I watched it all day because, like I said, I was off that day. And I could not turn it off. I couldn't believe it because
nobody could step away from the TV.
No, I kept watching. It kept showing it over and over, and I kept saying, "I'm watching a scene of a movie. It's a scene in a movie. It's what it looked like.
Surreal.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, and I had to watch it over and over and over again to get it into my head that this is real. This is what's really happening. How about you, Jay? Were you at work?
Actually, I literally just pulled into the parking space, and because I started at 9:00.
Mm-hmm.
And heard it come over KYW. So I sat there and listened, and just for a couple minutes, and then I went inside. I'm like, World Trade Center just got hit by a plane. People were like, no.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, over the PA system, they announced it, and I can't remember if they sent everybody home because it was actually a hospital pre-certification office. So we kind of had to be there.
Right.
Doctors and nurses on staff. So we kind of had to be there. So, it was just the day was just it's a blur, really, because it's like, it doesn't seem like it, like you said, it doesn't seem like it's real.
No, it didn't. Watching it the whole time, it's just like, this is, and I'm just looking at it like, when I first saw it on TV, I thought I was watching a movie. And then, when they actually announced this is actually what's happening live,
yeah,
or this is what happened like about 15 minutes ago, and then the second one, and then, it was crazy. It was insane. I was just like, what the hell is going on? My heart was just like beating like insanely, it's like going crazy. I'm like, what the hell? But, yeah, it was a very shocking day for all of us, man. It was crazy. But like I said, we do have the lines open for you guys. If you have a 9/11 story, or if you just want to do a shout out, whatever, we will leave the lines open for you. 215-600-3251,
215-600-3251.
So that is our new phone number.
We guess.
I'm so used to the other one.
I'll call it and make sure.
You want to call me?
Yeah.
Okay, call me.
Call me.
But, yeah.
You should actually leave the room, but okay.
Yep, it's ringing.
All right, fine. Hang up.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, it's an echo.
Yeah, that's you. Okay. All right, that's the number, guys. 215-600-3251. That's 215-600.
3251.
There you go. Now you have it. All right.
Now we got to change all the phone numbers on those business cards.
I'm not saying nothing.
I did
God
not
damn
even think
it.
of that.
I'm not saying anything.
I just thought of that. That's right. Oh.
Damn it, Johnny.
I just didn't know.
Yep.
I just looked at the phone and I'm like, okay.
One of these things is not like the other.
I'm glad I looked at it because I was just getting ready to give out the old one. I was like, okay. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, we're carrying on.
We always do.
Yes, we are, of course, talking about 9/11, and we will have a moment of silence shortly that we always do every year.
And it won't be dead air. It's on purpose. Just to let everybody know.
It's what? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be dead
it's
air.
It's not the usual
it's
dead air that we get.
Purposeful moment of silence.
Yeah, it's not the technical.
Yeah. Technical difficulty.
Technical difficulty.
Well, technically, we're the difficulty, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just.
We'll let you know when it's actually going to happen.
Yeah. There you go.
We just won't be quiet.
We just won't be quiet. Yeah. I
don't think I know how to be quiet.
Anyway,
moving on.
Actually, you know what? I do know how to be quiet. Just put me in front of a large group of people.
Yeah, that's all. Put you up on stage and to promote. Yeah. So anyway, the September 11 attacks were a series of 4 coordinated terrorist attacks by the Islamic.
What?
Am I saying that right?
Islamic.
Damn it, the way it's spelled.
You left an L.
I loft an L. Yes.
And then you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Of
course, the terrorist group against the United States on the morning of Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. The attacks killed 2,996 people, injured over 6,000 others, and caused at least $10 billion in property damage. Additional people died of 9/11 related cancers and respiratory diseases in the months and years following the attacks. So 4 passenger airliners operated by 2 major U.S. passenger air carriers, United Airlines and American Airlines, all which departed from airports in northeastern United States, bound for San Francisco and Los Angeles, were hijacked by 19 Al-Qaeda terrorists. 2 of the planes, the American Airlines flight.
You can say Al-Qaeda, but not Islamic.
I know. Yes. I can say Al-Qaeda.
What's wrong with that?
I know.
He's our special little guy.
Yeah, I'm special. American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175 were crashed into the north and south towers of the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. Within an hour and 42 minutes, both 110-story towers collapsed to the ground. Debris and the resulting fires caused a partial or complete collapse of all other buildings in the World Trade Center complex, including the 47-story 7 World Trade Center tower, as well as damage to 10 other large surrounding structures. A third plane, American Airlines Flight 77, was crashed into the Pentagon, the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense in Arlington County, Virginia, which led to a partial collapse of the building's west side. The 4th plane, United Airlines Flight 93, was initially flown toward Washington, D.C., but crashed into a field in Stony Creek Township near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Thank God that happened. And it crashed. And then I wonder where that was heading to. I don't know. But
that was supposed to be heading towards the White House, I believe.
Okay. So 9/11, of course, was the single most deadliest terrorist attack in human history and the single deadliest incident for firefighters and law enforcement officers in the history of the United States, with 343 and 72 killed out of this. Suspicion quickly fell. Of course, Al-Qaeda, everybody knew by that point. The United States responded by launching the War on terror and invading Afghanistan to dispose of the Taliban, which had failed to comply with the U.S. demands. And, of course, we all know the story behind Osama bin Laden, who also was claiming to be behind it. We all know that story going on and on. The destruction of the World Trade Center and nearby seriously harmed the economy of Lower Manhattan and its significant effect on global markets, which resulted in the closing of Wall Street until September 17th. 6 days. 6 days Wall Street was closed.
Yeah.
That cannot be good for the economy.
That's not good for anybody's economy.
How many days were no planes in the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I don't even know.
That was freaky.
Yeah. Really weird. As a consequence of the attacks, the United States has been in a state of a national emergency ever since that day. All right, then it just goes on and on talking about the bin Laden and that story. I really don't want to give him the airtime, to be honest. Piece of crap. What else we got? But we just want to do, like all of us here at the Shakeman Show, send out our thanks to all the first responders and all the people that were involved in helping in any way. The police officers, the firemen, the paramedics, even just regular citizens that were there at Ground Zero trying to help and and the people that lost their lives. Of course, we send our condolences out to all the families who still feel that pain to this very day. And to also say thank God that Jen's friend made it through, and all the people's that didn't go in that day, or, thank God that they're still around, even though they feel the guilt. But, we do a shout out to all these people, and, it's a tough thing to get through. It's a tough thing to. I can imagine trying to do this on the day it actually happened. I don't know how sports people. The anchors and all the people in the news had to take. It must have been really rough to get through that.
Because the ones you listened to more was like Wolf.
Yeah,
and everybody. He's a professional, totally.
Yeah.
And they didn't put any of the junior anchors on it.
Oh,
it was all the senior anchors playing it.
I don't know. Kind of tough. But, I'm just basically going through the story here, and it's just, so they had this morning, of course, every 9/11 at 8:46 a.m., which was the first crash into, from American Airline Flight 11. So at 8:46, they always have a moment of silence every morning. Of 9/11, and then in 9:03, I believe they have another one. Mm-hmm. Is when the second crash of United.
Yeah, they do one for each of the crashes.
Yeah, so United Airlines Flight 175 was the second plane to hit. So there we go. I still to today sit and think and wonder like how that happened. You know what I mean? Like you see. Like movies of, hijacking and all that, and it looks,
right.
Looks so.
Well, security wasn't near as tight as.
No. It was not, and it just seemed it was just a little too easy for them to pull that off. But that's why it's because
nobody expected it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody ever tried anything like that.
No. So that's why it's the importance of security today. And so if you have to take a little extra time to get on your plane, don't bitch. It's for your safety. So it does suck, but hey, guess what? It's got to be that way now. So
it's a new world we live in.
Exactly. So moving on. Wow, there was a lot of a lot of people down there when that was going on, and rooftops were flying off, and for these firemen and policemen to be in the middle of that, trying to save people, pulling away rubbish, all that stuff. That's all the rocks.
Yeah.
And all the
debris
that was just laying around, trying to get to people and uncover victims at the site was wow. Even dogs, like the police dogs, were in there, and
finding people.
Yeah, it was an incredible. It goes to show you how much care there was to try to save anybody that was still alive on the. I mean, the chances were rare of trying to find somebody alive under that, but guess what? You got to try.
Yeah,
and they did find some survivors. I mean, so
a lot of the search dogs were a good number of them had died too.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, and like I said, when you say you lost police officers, that canine is a police officer. Yeah. So so all of them, everyone that was involved, that was down there, and especially the 300 or so that lost their lives was insane, really insane. But we just wanted to cover it. Like I said, we might move on, doing other things on the show, but we're going to keep the lines open for you guys tonight and keep this 9/11 going because we don't forget. And if you got a story or you want to do a shout out or anything that has to do with 9/11, please write us or call us. And once again, the question of the night is, where were you when you first heard about the 9/11 attacks? That is our question of the night. So we'll get that posted up for you. And if you want to call and answer, feel free. Most of you are right there, so whatever. But we will check in on that later on and get some of your responses on the air, and we'll continue on from there. Anybody else got anything they want to add?
No, I think
you good. Pretty much cover it.
Pretty much covered it.
Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to get through and talk about, but we have to. You can't forget about it. You just can't. It's something that not just us Americans, but all over the world remembered. So, yeah. I figure I just wanted to get that in there and talk about it. And we're going to carry on now. I'm going to, of course, dedicate our first block of music tonight. We're going to dedicate to 9/11 and get some American-based songs in there. There
you go.
We already played our national anthem, which we're very proud to play for you.
Absolutely.
Start off the show. And, so... Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention before we carry on is the great memorial that they put together down there at Ground Zero.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing. If you've never been down there, I haven't been to New York. It's funny.
There's a lot of them. I mean, I've been to a couple of them.
Yeah, I haven't been to New York since like '93. I was in New York in '93, and I haven't been back since. But I would love to go visit that site one day, just to see it and take some pictures or whatever. But they also got this great museum that I believe they opened in 2014. There's a museum now that you can go where they actually have, they actually have some steps that they have in the museum from the left over from the debris.
Wow.
That actually stayed in place, which was really crazy. Yeah, they have some things up on the wall. It's just the whole museum of all the things that happened on that day. So I don't know if I could actually walk through that.
There's the memorial in King of Prussia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's one out there. That's really nice, really well done.
Yeah.
I mean, everything within the memorial has symbolism from 9/11.
Right.
And then there's the pool of reflection up in, actually not too far from here, maybe about 6 miles from here.
Oh, okay.
Which, it was a Reflections Garden or something. I can't remember the name of it. But I've been there once. And that was really well done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's really, really cool, man. That how they put this together. But they do have a museum now in New York, where you can go down and check it out. And of course, the awesome memorial that they made down there at Ground Zero. So, just some things that you can check out if you're ever down there in New York and because it's something we'll never forget. So we're gonna keep it in our minds forever. All right, so that'll be there for you guys. So feel free to call us or write us if you have anything to say or whatever, anything to do with 9/11. Just give us a call or write us. You know where to go. And most of you are on there with us on Facebook. We are on the chat all night long for you. We're on Facebook and Twitter. I think our Facebook goes to our Twitter. Aren't they intertwined or whatever?
Intertwined and linked.
Yeah, they're linked. Yeah. So, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and, of course, the phone. That's right. Did I say phone?
You said phone.
I did say phone. That's 215-600-3251.
215-600-3251.
Jen can't get used to it. Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. It's blasphemy.
Now I got to cross that number off on every single one of those cards.
I think during the break, Jen's going to call Johnny and
give him what for?
Ream him.
Got nothing to say to him.
Ooh. So I guess she's not.
Dang.
Whoa.
Burn.
Yeah.
It's his station. He does whatever he wants to do.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ouch.
Wow.
Jeez.
Damn it.
Wow.
All right.
I think that was enough of that.
Yeah, it's enough of that. So in honor of 9/11, let's go into our first music break tonight. Starting it off with some local boys for you. Brittany Fox.
There you go.
Remembering 9/11. It's the Shakeman Show, WNYXradio.com.